Well, the main event of SummerSlam is set, and Monday Night Raw started off good, closed off good, and then there was the middle of the show. So we'll talk about it. With that, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, joined by Mr. Currently Number Who, What, When. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. But welcome to the show. Welcome to the Monday Night Raw review. If you guys are aware of our content by now, please always smash that subscribe button. If you guys do like what we're doing on the channel here, we are continuing the momentum forward, and we're trying to grow to 10K. So can't wait to do that, and looking forward to get some more WWE content out for you guys as we approach the biggest party of the summer. So, Sean, what did you think of Monday Night Raw, and are you excited for Rollins, Reigns, 4, 5?
I'm very curious why that's the direction they chose to go. I mean, I have a side question to that, because with Oba obviously having decided to go another route, does he still get a title shot in the future, do you think?
Yeah,
or
they
is
didn't
he
really answer that, did they?
right? Or do you think he's foregoing that?
So let me ask you this: what the hell was the point of the King of the Ring tournament?
That's where my question comes from, because Liv.
Why do we all get so bent out of shape about that? And then
Right.
furthermore, to take it one step further, why didn't you just have Rollins win?
Right. Like, if that was what you were planning on doing, why wouldn't you have just had Rollins win? And
You could have just very easily had the finals be Rollins and
Braun.
Oba, and then
Or Rollins and Braun.
Brock costs Oba.
Or you have Brock cost Oba earlier in the finals, and it be Rollins and Breaker.
Yeah, then because you were going to do that match anyway, so you just have that match be for the finals of the King of the Ring, and then you could have put somebody else on the card.
The only reason why I think that you say, or how you save this, is that Oba doesn't forgo the title match, and he ends up taking it as whatever the next, or at some point within the next couple PLEs. I mean, if Roman wins, which I'm expecting him to, maybe they give Oba his title shot at Money at the Bank.
So let's talk about that for a second. Does it seem like a foregone conclusion that Roman's just going to win?
Now that it is not going now that it's 100% not Oba, yes. I don't think Seth goes over him. Even though everything Seth says is true about how he never lost the title and everything, I don't see him dropping it to Rollins.
So you just see this as a clean win for Roman?
I don't necessarily see it as clean. I mean, he still is going to have to deal with bloodline shenanigans.
I wonder about it a little bit, because like obviously Rollins is going to have his faction, if you will, right? And the bloodline will have theirs. And also I'm kind of the mind that the Usos are going to face Solo in Los Angeles, Southern California night at SummerSlam.
Yeah, no, that is, I could see that 100%. I don't know that Seth is actually going to have the faction. Like, now that he's moved on from the Vision, does he actually need the faction? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, is anybody going to help him if Jacob interferes, though?
I don't know, to be completely honest with you. I don't know that he... That's my thing, is it's tough, because now that he's not facing the Vision, that the whole point of that faction was because they all had a problem with the Vision. I mean, is his faction now going to be like Solo and LA Knight? Like, I don't know that I'm a super big fan of this, because I'm not sure the direction that it's going to go. I mean, it may win me over a little bit more as we get closer and we see how things start to play out. But as of right now, I feel like it's WWE taking the easy route out.
Well, I mean, these two guys are both excellent on the microphone, right? So
Oh, yeah.
I have no doubt that it's going to become a compelling story. And I do two things about this. One, and I guess I want to get your take on it. One, I find it very interesting that Rollins kind of teased retirement a little bit in his promo with Roman Reigns. And I loved that Rollins just played on their history together, right? So, I think that it's fine. Like, I'm sure the match is going to be excellent. And, it feels like a big money match, for a stadium show, like I've been saying forever. Dominic Mysterio is just not the answer, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is a big money match, and this is the main event. And honestly, I don't know what they're going to do with Sami and Brock and however they managed to finagle that other title, but Brock and Oba in Hell in a Cell feels like a main event. Like, those two matches feel like big time, big money matches.
So, if you weren't aware, SmackDown was pre-recorded due to the holiday.
Yes.
So I already have an idea on what our next storyline is going to be for Sami.
Yeah, I think well, we can talk about it if you want, but I mean,
So spoiler alert, if anybody cares, but apparently they have a number one contenders match for the title, and it's Cody versus Jey.
Yeah, between Cody
and Cody wins. So obviously Cody is not done with the title. However, Adam Pearce is in charge of SmackDown currently, which is dumb to me because for all this being suspended is that whole story is stupid because Gunther put his hands on all this. I think all this had the right to defend himself, but Adam Pearce is running both shows right now. So after Cody won the number one contendership, it was announced that it will that match is actually going to take place next Monday on Raw. So I don't know if they're just going to continue with Cody as the number one person chasing Sami, or if, given the fact that Raw next Monday is in a certain windy city.
I was just going to say that. Raw is in Chicago. It seems like you're very much going to set up a match for SummerSlam.
That's what I was going to say, is do we think that somehow CM Punk gets involved and something happens to cause that?
I don't want CM Punk to interfere because I want Cody to be the heel. And I think Cody's going to work heel anyway, because I kind of feel like at this point, people aren't going to boo CM Punk.
No.
They're just not. Like, he's not John Cena, but he's basically John Cena. Like, they're not going to boo him, just like they're not going to boo Roman Reigns.
Right.
At this point, right? So Cody is going to kind of have to play the heel anyway here. So it just makes me wonder, because it seems like that has to be the directions they're going, right? It's going to be Punk and Cody, which could also be a main event of a show. I wonder if Cody just beats him and just gets the title back, and then CM Punk is like, that was kind of like bullshit how you won or something like that, or maybe Cody rolls him up and Punk kind of calls him out on that, or something happens. I don't know. I can't really get my head around how we get to this match between Cody and Punk at this second.
As much as I'm okay with Sami having a short reign, I feel like a reign of a week is kind of doing him dirty. You know what I mean? That seems a bit excessive as far as how fast to take the title off of somebody.
I mean, you think people are turning on Cody now? They would really turn on him.
Oh, yeah.
You would have to turn him heel at this point. If you're going to have Cody take the title off of, and you know what? That could be how you do it. You could have Cody low blow him to win the title back, and then you have Punk come out and call him out for being a cheater or something, and then that's when that's how you get the Cody heel turn next week.
Will WWE actually turn him heel, though, considering the sales that he makes?
I mean, is he going to stop selling merchandise if he turns heel?
I don't know. That's a good point, too. Maybe. I don't know.
I can't think of any other way you get to this match besides turning Cody heel.
Does the match have to have a title, though?
No, it doesn't have to have a title, but how are you, is Cody going to attempt to cheat, and is he going to lose?
Or Cody loses and goes off on Sami afterwards and starts beating him down, and Punk comes out to help him because Punk is friends with both guys.
Or Cody goes to cheat and Punk stops him.
Yeah, maybe Cody goes to like hit him with Punk's out for commentary, and Cody goes to like hit him with the belt, and Punk stops him.
Yeah. I mean, all of these directions turn Cody heel to me, and I know we're going way off topic here, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, because it's going to be on next week's Raw, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't know. But getting back to Roman Reigns a little bit, we can hypothesize on SmackDown a little bit later. But like getting back to Roman Reigns here and Seth Rollins, I mean, this is probably one of the biggest matches you have left, like in the chamber. You know, it's like one of the biggest bullets left in your chamber here. I think if you're WWE, and I think you've got to run this match, just like you've got to run Cody and Punk at some point.
That's the other thing too, is this is now the second time that Roman and Seth have faced off one-on-one, correct? Fourth? Has it been that many?
Yeah, they fought. I mean, they fought way back when the Shield broke up. There was the singles match there.
Did they?
Yeah, they had the Royal Rumble match in 20.
Where Seth, that was when Seth came out in the Shield gear, right?
Yeah. Then there was this one, but then they had a couple of multi-person. They have numerous multi-person matches.
So this is the third.
This is I feel like there was more. I don't know, but you definitely three. But there's been a ton of multi-person matches, plus the WrestleMania 40 Night 1 matchup, the triple threat last year, the triple threat with Dean Ambrose. So there's been quite a few of them.
So,
but yeah, I don't know. I think this is like one of the last kind of big money matches that they can do. I think, well, both of these guys are still here. And I just find it super interesting that Rollins was just hinting at retirement here. Like he's definitely closer to the end than he is to the beginning.
So they've actually faced off 10 times one-on-one, but crazily enough, Seth has never beaten Roman clean. No, that's wrong. Sorry. Out of 10 times, he's beaten him clean once. At Money in the Bank 2016. Every other time, he's either lost or won via DQ. Mm-hmm. So his win-loss record against Roman is atrocious. Does he have a chance here?
I think the right thing to do is to have him win, but they're not going to take the belt off of Roman.
No, I feel like Roman, and I feel like, I don't know, because I can go both ways. Because
I don't know what they're saving Roman for. Are they just saving Roman for Oba?
If anything, I would say hopefully. That's the one thing I would want them to be saving Roman for, and for to be used on the star-making sojourn that is Oba's journey.
I don't know. Let's talk about Oba, though. So Oba obviously comes out to open up the show, and he's immediately interrupted by returning Brock Lesnar, which was cool. And I loved, although Brock is like even self-admitted not a good promo, I love that Brock was like, Paul, I don't watch the show, but I heard that this dude was saying some smack about me. And then he proceeded to kick him in the dick, hit him with the F5, and Oba gets up, I mean, as Brock's making his way down the entrance ramp. And, they get challenged to a match, which Brock decides I'm only going to do if it's Hell in a Cell, which is awesome. And I got to imagine the career stipulation is going to get added at some point, probably leading up to SummerSlam in the next couple of weeks here.
I will tell you this. It's probably going to be the shortest Hell in a Cell match ever.
Maybe.
I can't imagine that with these two guys being what they are, Brock especially, that this is going to last more than 7 or 8 minutes.
I mean, you can find ways to kind of slow these kind of matches down, though. Like, cage matches can be slowed down pretty considerably.
It's going to take longer for them to lower the cell than for the match to go on.
No, I bet it goes longer than 10 minutes, but probably not 15.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, though, it's always awkward when Brock does a promo himself instead of letting Heyman do it.
Yeah.
because he comes across as so like just off put on the mic. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I mean, like you said, he doesn't. He admitted that he is not a great person when it comes to some of that stuff. But
I
the
just love
talk.
that he said he doesn't watch the show. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's hysterical.
and then the talk shit, get hit, and then nut shotting him. I was hoping Oba would stand up, and I'm glad that they're giving it a such a important stipulation. You know what I mean? As far as the match type goes.
It needs it. It absolutely needs it. I mean, I guess the only thing is, are they also going to do it as a career match as well?
They
I mean,
may.
yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Um, so there was some other stuff that happened on Raw, and most of it was completely inconsequential or repetitive. But let's talk about it anyway. So, uh, because of reasons, Rey Mysterio defeated Ethan Page by a pinfall with the 619 and the Frog Splash. After Ethan Page got a good chunk of offense in the match, these two guys are currently more or less. I don't know what happened to Rusev. He kind of fell off a cliff. But I mean, these two guys seemingly are the top two guys in line for Penta's IC title at SummerSlam. I know we already did Ray again, and I technically know we did Ethan Page as well. But it seemingly is like we're leading to some kind of multi-person match for the IC title, maybe a fatal four-way if you want to toss Rusev in there, or even Javon Evans again. Fatal five-way ladder match, something like that. I know they technically already did a ladder match at WrestleMania for the IC title, but maybe they do some kind of multi-person match again for the IC title or something like that. But I don't know. What do you think about all of this?
I'm not sure Rusev was there yesterday because they've had him involved and coming out with Ethan Page for pretty much most of the last like month. So I have a feeling he may have not even been there, and that's why we didn't see him. And I mean, this whole match, the whole story behind it was the fact that they ripped off Ray's mask the last time that they were in the ring together. So this was just Ray getting his just desserts for that having happened. I'm surprised that there wasn't anything else that went on during it. Like, I feel like this would have been a perfect time for, if Rusev was there, him and Paige to jump Ray again, and Penta or someone to come out and rescue him. But I don't know, it just seemed like this particular match was just kind of there. Like, it really didn't have the, what's the word I'm looking for? Not repercussions, but basically it didn't have the stakes that it really like of any importance.
No, I mean the match just kind of seemed pointless, and I don't think Penta was on the show at all either. So it was kind of like maybe
He was back, he had a backstage
he
segment.
had a backstage segment. I mean, but like basically not on the show, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I still think that all of these guys that are hovering around the IC title are probably going to be involved in it some way somehow at SummerSlam. It's almost it's a certainty that Penta will be on the show. I have no doubt because they're going to probably have 12 to 14 matches for SummerSlam across the
Yeah.
2 nights. So Penta will absolutely be on the show. And I gotta say, I know we're going a little long on this, but I gotta say at this point, I think I'm ready for the belt to come off of him and go on to one of these other guys.
I mean, he's done a pretty good job with getting it defended and all that.
Yeah.
But I'd be okay with him moving on to other things like being in Money at the Bank, that kind of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
he could be in Money at the Bank though as a title holder as well, since it is.
Yeah, I don't like that though because title holders never win, ever.
Doesn't mean he doesn't drop it. Like he
No,
could
I
win.
know. That's what I'm saying though. Like I don't want him to enter Money in the Bank as a title holder.
Ah, I got you.
Because like you're a title holder, you don't win the briefcase.
Well,
Just like just like title holders don't win the Royal Rumble.
regardless, I hope that a certain person wins this year's Money at the Bank anyway. So,
and actually, I kind of want to skip ahead here a little bit, but you know who else kind of needs to be inserted into this whole Intercontinental title picture? Master Gable.
yes, I want him in the IC title picture.
Because he also, he had that stare down with Penta as well, where he basically was like, I'm coming for that title. And, a bit later on in the show, he did defeat JD McDonough via submission with the ankle lock after Dirty Dom got distracted by Danhausen, who came out And there was a whole, I'll let you kind of speak to what Danhausen did because it didn't really play into the match too much, but ultimately Gable did defeat McDonough as well. And it was all kind of a backdrop to all of the Danhausen stuff. But again, I think that I also love the idea of Gable winning the IC title as well.
I mean, the match was a hell of a match. Like,
yeah, everyone match on the show.
Like JD McDonough isn't given enough credit for how good of a wrestler he is, and you put him in the ring with Master Gable, it is a 5-star match in my book. The back and forth with the two of them, and then you take into account the extra shenanigans that were going on, the stupidity of the Judgment Day and Danhausen and their feud over human monies and a jersey. I think that it was, you're right, it was probably the best match on the show.
No, not probably. It was definitely the best match on the show. If I'm not mistaken, there were only, 4 matches on the whole show?
Were there? It did feel kind of light.
Yeah. We had the Mysterio Ethan Page match, the Joe Hendry match, the Uso match. Oh, but then Raquel and Maxine, and then...
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot about Raquel and Maxine. Yeah, I mean, this was fine, though. I don't know, did you want to just briefly touch on all of the Danhausen stuff?
I mean, obviously, most of this Danhausen stuff just seems to be them still working their way towards whoever he's building in back. And then, obviously, the fact that he took all of the money from the Judgment Day and turned that into whatever he's doing. Hopefully, the Wolf of Loneliness.
And of wolves.
He gave them some of their money back, even though it was booby-trapped. But... I don't know. It's hard to explain. But it's funny. Like, it's dumb funny, and I'm okay for it still for now. Once it gets to the point where it's not like stupid funny, I think at that point it'll have gotten old. But hopefully it keeps going for a little while because it is one of the more enjoyable parts of the show.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten old yet. And it's not one of the things I look forward to on Raw every week. I think it is still adding to the show, and I don't think that it's subtracting from the show yet.
No, but it's a nice enough break in the rest of the show.
Yeah,
that it's still funny.
Yeah, we had Joe Hendry defeat Austin Theory via pinfall with the side effect after Theory interrupted a Joe Hendry Street Profits concert that also saw earlier in the night, where interestingly. And I think the bigger story here is Paul Heyman just done with the Vision?
That was the impression I got.
That was kind of the impression that I got too when Theory confronted Paul Heyman saying he didn't even know that he was there, and Heyman was just like, well, now you know, and he kind of just took off, right? So is Paul Heyman just done with the Vision? And I guess, I mean, I know Austin Theory and Braun Breaker are going to have a title rematch next week, which I assume they'll lose. But I guess A, is he done with the Vision? And also B, has Braun Breaker just fallen off a cliff at this point?
No. I'm wondering if they're gonna go with Heyman is pissed off about getting speared through the wall by Breaker unintentionally. Because that was the last time we had seen Heyman before this. And I'm surprised we didn't get any other sort of segment with him and the Vision. Makes me believe that Braun may not have been there either yesterday because we didn't see him at all. So I don't know if this was just a case of they wanted to have him on there and at least address the fact that he wasn't coming out with the Vision last night. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
I don't know. I feel it did definitely feel like a blow off to Theory, and if that's the case, what do you even do with the Vision? You know what I mean? Heyman is such an integral part of that group that I feel like if that's the case, they have to be done as a group, and I don't know that I like that idea.
Well, I mean, Austin Theory will fall back into complete obscurity. I mean, Logan Paul will be fine. I have no idea what they would do with Bronson Reed. And like I said, I feel like Braun Breaker right now has just completely fallen off a cliff.
I think Braun is 100% at the point where they need to rebuild him. I mean, obviously, with Seth coming out the way that he did for Roman, that's why he beat Braun. They wouldn't have been able to do this if Seth had lost. So that gives us our answer on why Seth won their match in the cell. Or, in the cage.
Yeah. Next, we had Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day beat down Io Sky after Liv interrupted Io's promo segment, ultimately setting a trap as usual, which saw Sky kind of initially defend herself from Raquel and Roxanne, but ultimately the numbers game took over as they really did a hammering on Io Sky's knee. This was fine. This was fine. It builds towards their match at SummerSlam. The only thing I wonder here, because I don't really have much to say about this, like this was a fine segment, and like I said, it built towards their match. But I'm starting to wonder, because Liv also made note of Rhea as well, right here. I'm starting to wonder if Rhea is going to drop the title, because vacate the title more specifically. And then Charlotte and Jade are going to face off for said title at SummerSlam, for the vacated title.
I said it a couple weeks ago that I was concerned about Rhea and the fact that we really haven't seen her, and the fact now that Io picked Liv immediately. I am real worried about whatever her injury is, because they've done a real good job of keeping it under wraps, and generally when something in WWE is locked down that tight, it's usually not a good sign.
Yeah, and from all accounts, she wasn't on SmackDown this week either. So she wasn't on the recorded SmackDown as far as I know. So I really wonder what they're going to do with that title.
So unless she's going to drop it, or the only other thing is maybe she had pre-planned time away. But I'm sure within the next week or two, we'll have to find out, because at this point we're 5 weeks away from
4 weeks away from SummerSlam, and you can't not have that title defended.
No,
or just available. So
you can't have only a 2-week build for it.
Yeah, it really makes me think that I'm going to end up being right, that WWE cannot tell a women's story without a title involved, and I have a feeling that Charlotte, I'm calling it right now because I've not heard it anywhere, Charlotte and Jade is going to be for that title.
What's crazy about that too is that it's inadvertent. You know what I mean? That wouldn't have even that story wouldn't have needed the title involved, and
maybe it was the plan all along.
Fate would have it that WWE has to do this.
Yeah. So should be interesting. Speaking of the Judgment Day and Austin Theory as well, we saw Raquel Rodriguez, as I noted, defeat Maxine Dupree via pinfall with the Tejana Bomb after Raquel confronted Adam Pearce about a shot at the women's IC title, leading to a match with Dupree to become the number 1 contender. Dupree spoke to Chad Gable before the match and just noted that, while she didn't owe him an apology, she didn't accept his apology, she felt bad about the way that she interacted with him last week. And then also she did run into Austin Theory as well. That kind of hinted hey, you need to figure out your shit or we're done, more or less. So kind of still hinting she doesn't really know what she wants to do, which direction she kind of wants to go as a character. But I think that all kind of gets squashed because she just straight lost to Raquel here. She should have beaten Raquel here for any of that to matter.
Yep. The loss to Raquel just makes it pointless. And
because I don't care now, right? I don't care that she's conflicted. I don't care about her whole segment with Chad Gable last week. I don't care about any of it because, and I don't mean this about the person. I mean this about the character. The character's a loser.
Yep.
The character is a loser. The character just loses all the time. So why am I supposed to be vested in this character? Do a better job, WWE. Raquel did not need to win this.
No.
Maxine, it would have been more beneficial for Raquel to lose because Raquel could have continued down her downward spiral of everything that's going on within Judgment Day. So you actually booked this one, in my opinion, completely wrong.
Yep. It should have been the opposite direction.
Yep.
But that's typical WWE for you. How often do they book things ass backwards?
Right. Which takes us to, I guess, I don't even want to say the bad, but just the pointless. And that was Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight again. which was the exact same match as last week, except this time Out of Breath was on commentary. And, Out of Breath obviously got himself involved. Then, Solo did the same thing that he did last week, except he did it after the match this time. So, leading to, I think the story is interesting here, right? Like Southern California Night and Solo versus the Usos, I think is going to be super interesting. But this should have been Southern California Night versus Jey, not Jimmy.
They're building to that. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that at Saturday night's main event.
Oh, you don't think we're going to do these 4 guys at SummerSlam?
No, I think Jey versus Southern California. I think we'll see that at Saturday night's main event.
I got to be honest with you, too. I think Southern California Night and Solo need to win.
100%. They need to start the Usos on a downward spiral. And I think, honestly, the most interesting person I think to watch on the Bloodline right now is actually Jimmy Uso. I think that if you watch the way he interacts with the Bloodline, it's like he knows something that nobody else does. It just seems off with the way he acts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought that we didn't get a ton of time to talk about it with SmackDown last time, but like honestly, this whole thing with Southern California Night and Solo was like the most interesting thing on SmackDown last week.
Oh yeah,
I love it, and I gotta be honest with you, it's really refreshing for like Solo just continues to like just make lemonade out of all of the lemons he's made, and I am just continue to be so impressed with Solo. Like ever since all of the nonsense with him and Roman finished, Solo has been such a great character, and he just seemingly gets better and better and better every week. It's really such a shame that they just put him into that like vortex with the Wyatts for like 6 months,
Yeah.
Because like, he did everything he can to make a mountain out of a molehill.
You said it best. I mean, Solo literally makes the best out of every situation they put him in. And he doesn't get enough credit for the emotional work that he can do because he can do it very well.
Yeah, I think like him and LA Knight are just very interesting kind of case studies, right? Because they almost seem like they are getting over despite WWE.
Yep. Yeah, and Solo, it's funny because I've always said that Solo, when he does like comedy type things, he is like secretly a great comedy character, but he's also a great dramatic character, which we've seen with these last couple weeks. And this conflicted thing with the bloodline and the family and everything is probably the best work he's done in a year or so.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess that takes us to the end of the show, but I quickly wanted to just talk about SummerSlam for a minute and kind of see where we're at, right? So we determined that 12, possibly 14 matches for SummerSlam at this point over 2 nights. So we've got Roman and Seth, maybe Cody and Punk, Oba and Brock, Io and Liv, Charlotte and Jade, presumably Southern California Night and Solo versus the Usos, some kind of match with Gable, Ethan Page, Rey Mysterio, all those guys with Penta, probably Mello, Ricky Saints, and Trick for the U.S. title. What else? Lyra and Sol Ruka for the women's IC title now that Lyra's a heel.
Maybe Lyra and Bayley.
Maybe Lyra and Bayley. I would assume that we'll probably take the tag team titles off of Brie and Paige at that point as well. Yep. So what is that, like 8? So I'm having a hard time finding other matches. I'm legitimately having a hard time finding other matches. I mean, maybe the Street Profits versus somebody, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who I would assume we probably will do the R-Truth and Damian Priest match probably before SummerSlam.
Maybe that one will be on SummerSlam this year because it looks like they're going to be doing something with the White Viking War Raiders experience out of Mexico.
I bet that'll be done before SummerSlam, though.
The
I think what they need to do, we've been saying it for a while, is a tag team title unification match,
I agree.
but I don't think they're going to do that.
Um, I mean, what else could they do? They could have. We already said U.S. We said men's IC. We said. I mean, it's just going to have to be off story things. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just so that's what I'm saying though. Like we can barely get to 10 matches, and we need 12, possibly 14.
Well, we
What
got
are
4 weeks to start coming it up.
What are any of the other story? I mean, we're gonna do something. I'm assuming we're gonna do something with Sammy, right? Like maybe Gunther and Aldis.
Gunther and Aldis is something I had said previously, so I could see
I
that.
think that's stupid.
I don't. I like the idea of that because Aldis never really got a shot, and I'd like to see him get his shot.
I mean, Gunther wins that easy though.
And then Sammy will need a match because Sammy, I'm sure, will have the title still at that point, unless he drops it randomly to someone. Obviously you probably want to get Braun Breaker in some sort of match. So whatever feud.
I mean, do you?
Yeah, they still want Braun. I think that so if you want to start the rebuilding of Braun Breaker, you start some sort of program for him.
I guess. I mean, with who though?
I don't know.
There's nobody there right now. So I don't know. I really legitimately don't know. You'll probably do something with Danhausen as well. That's probably where the Loneliest of Wolves will get revealed. It'll probably the Danhausen Judgment Day story will probably culminate at SummerSlam. It'll be JD and Dirty Dom versus Danhausen and Mystery Partner, which will probably be the Loneliest of Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, dude. I'm still short a couple of matches here. So
we'll have to see
like WWE is really lacking in the storytelling department right now.
We'll have to see what seeds they start to plant in the next week or so, because they have to start within the next week.
Yeah, they do. So,
and that's on top of having a Saturday night main event between now and then.
Right. Which you might do some of those matches there.
Right.
So, yeah, I legitimately do not know. But yeah, it just seems like there's just a huge, and I've heard other people say this, so I want to not take credit for this, but I have heard other people say that there just is a massive vortex at the top of WWE versus everything that's in the middle. Like you've got your big stars, your Seth, your Roman, your Cody, your Punk, Oba now, and then you got everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. Because Rhea's been off of TV for a while now. So it's, Rhea's real, in my opinion, Rhea and Becky really are the only stars in the women's division at this point. So, I mean, Charlotte feels more mid-card now, which is fine. I don't need Charlotte being shoved down my throat, but you know what I mean? So it just seems like there's such a gap between your big stars and your everybody else.
And your mid-card.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
All of these other people just feel like they don't even belong.
It's a similar situation to what I'd been saying about the women's division over on SmackDown for a while. You had such a canyon basically between your top of the card and people who were believable as being at the top of the card, and then the rest of the mid card. And it's something that WWE really needs to figure out. I mean, it's not just them either, though. It's the same over on WCW. Their top of the card guys there's such a distance between them and their mid card guys that it's like you put these guys in a match and there's no question who the winner's going to be. There's no, it's not going to be any sort of surprise or anything.
Yeah. I suppose you could do something with Blake Monroe and Julia and Tiffany Stratton as well. I could see Blake Monroe versus Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So that might actually be her in-ring SmackDown debut match as well.
I could see that.
So anyway, that was Monday Night Raw in a nutshell. What is your opinion and final rating for the show?
I would honestly give it a 3. I don't think it was consistent enough across the entire show to be rated more than that. I enjoyed it like I do most Raws, but part of me had a little bit of a struggle with keeping my attention on it yesterday. So it just, I can't put it any higher than that.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. The opening segment was good, the closing segment was good, and then there was everything else in the middle here. And again, and I know we've talked about this a lot. I know I'm kind of getting a little winded here, but like the commercials are getting a little tiresome. Like I said, on Netflix, especially, the commercials are getting really tiresome. Like every single match had multiple commercial breaks. And like even the slow Jimmy Uso LA Knight match had multiple commercial breaks. Like I I can't with these commercials. Like
Takes you out of the immersion.
it just yeah. I mean, for whatever little immersion there is in some of these matches, man, the commercials just really do a number on it. Like at the very least, do a picture in picture or something.
Yep.
Like I don't know.
There's
So I
no
guess
reason that Netflix can't do a picture in picture for it.
no, there isn't, and I think that would help a lot. But make that money, right? So
Yep.
with that, I think my final rating for the show is a stolen Knicks jersey out of 5. So that is our show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us as always. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please, please, please smash that subscribe button as we are on our way to 10K. And with that, I have been Mike, joined by Mr. Currently Number One. Have
Acknowledge
yourself
me.
a fantastic evening and take care.